All right, fight fans, welcome to another edition of Tarps Off MMA, but we're going from the octagon into the boxing ring. Former WBO Welterweight Champion Phil Lo Greco, big fat cigar. It's smoke season 24/7. What's going on, my man? How are we?
All good, man. All good. Just, enjoying, I guess, this time to myself. A lot of people are having a lot of times to themselves because of this pandemic, but at the same time, getting things done.
That's it, buddy. Getting things done. You've moved from the fighting career into the managerial career. You have a whole other career going on as well. But, I know I've seen some stuff online. I feel the same way. Jack feels the same way. I don't know that these two do over here, but they're from Quebec. Listen, Jake Paul, the boxing stuff, Floyd Mayweather maybe fighting his brother. Now he's backed out kind of thing. How do you feel about kind of the circus and the spectacle that's become of just people using boxing as a forum to call out fighters and stuff like that? Like, do you respect what's going on with this Jake Paul versus Ben Askren stuff, or how do you feel about that?
I think it's great until somebody really gets hurt.
Yeah.
And they have to understand they got to stay in your lane.
Well, that's the thing too. Jake Paul, he's like, I've never been punched in the face in a fight. I was like, well, that's a problem, because when you face somebody that punches you in the face, something's going to happen.
Yeah, he's going to have
you're a different person.
Problems.
You become a different person when you get punched in the face.
Big time. And I mean, it's all fucking propaganda, whatever. Trying to get it's good for the sport of boxing, sure. Now everybody thinks they can fight. Okay, good. More viewers for TV, more eyeballs. I'm not against it. I'm against the fact that if you're not properly trained and then there's a freak accident where potentially you can die, then people will take it seriously that this is no joke and that you got to be in your lane. Do what you do and we do what we do.
Do you think it's disrespectful at all how these YouTubers and these celebrities are talking to these fighters before they fight them? I mean, Jake Paul was only trained for 3 years and he's acting like he's been training boxing his whole life like these guys do.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a good trend. I think that's like saying, who doesn't play ice hockey?
Right.
Ah, fuck you. I'm better than you. Okay, go. Let's score. I'll score on you. So what can they do? It.
Try same shit.
Score, sure. It's just a new trend, and I'm fine with that if they train properly and hoping that nobody really gets hurt. Just like the basketball player that he got flying on his ass.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Somebody's calling me. Freak.
All good, buddy. Don't worry. Busy guy. So you're managing.
No, I got my brother calling me because I'm trying to do other things right now. But anyways, but yeah, somebody like who's the guy that
Nate
Robinson.
Okay, what if something would have really happened with that guy?
Yeah,
something probably did really happen to him. I mean, he suffered some damage, realistically.
Yeah.
I suffered damage, and I'm a professional. So there's fighters that fight, and then there's wannabe fighters that want to fight. It's fine, exhibition, whatever. It's good for the sport of boxing to have more eyeballs. So then the fight fan can say, oh, wow, this is not how boxing should be. I cannot wait to really see a real fight. Now, when there's a real fight, they'll get more viewership, such as, for example, Earl Spence versus Terence Crawford.
That's a big fight coming up. Yeah. And I mean, you have experience with Spence. Obviously, you were in that welterweight division. How do you see that matchup going? Who do you got in that one personally?
I think it's a toss-up. I think if Earl Spence does not struggle making weight, he has a good chance of winning. Terence Crawford, he's good. He's grown to that weight where he's comfortable and he feels very strong. I mean, look what he did to Kell Brook. And
yeah, that was devastating.
Lost some money on that fight.
You
Yeah.
lost money on that fight?
Nah, I was with you guys. Remember, I put like $50 on Kell Brooks because the odds were like 6-1. I was like, let me make some money and see what happens.
True,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Come on, man.
It was free money from mybookie.ag. It was free money. I didn't
Okay,
get
okay.
money,
As
yeah.
long as it was
Okay.
free.
Yeah.
As
Well,
long
it's
as
not,
it was free.
it's not free money when you're betting against Terrence Crawford. But Phil, I just wanted to ask you, do you think that the bigger issue with this YouTube boxing is the money that these fighters, like these YouTube fighters, are making from it,
No.
or the disrespect to the sweet science and the hours that you guys put in there?
Why is it disrespect? And this is called the marketplace.
Yeah.
That's what the image is worth, and that's what they want to get. That's what they're getting paid. If they can get that money, that's what they're worth in the marketplace. You cannot fault them for. Yes, it hurts for fighters such as myself or others that are world class fighters that didn't get to see that type of money. But hey, that's what they're worth in the marketplace. That's what they're worth in the marketplace. What are you gonna do? You can't do nothing about it. I'm not gonna hate. Good for
No.
them. Do it.
Yeah. I mean, get your money if you can, right?
What about the
Yeah.
guys?
But what
about-
happened? But if you get seriously hurt, you get knocked on your ass, and then you end up with a concussion or in a coma. Well, make sure there's also risk with that reward.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, that's the thing. It's like it's all fun and games until Jake Paul eventually fights someone who has the experience and like you said, he's never been punched before, right? So who knows how he's gonna take it? You're gonna, like you said, that Nate Robinson, he took damage that night for sure. I bet you he'll never be the same man again. That was fucking vicious. That's what happens when an untrained guy goes in between the ropes there. It's terrifying. But Phil, you're managing
So right now,
now.
Jake Paul and Logan Paul, whatever. Who's the guy that won 3 fights in a row? He's 3-0 or 2-0. What's his name?
One of them's
Jake
2-0.
Paul.
The other
Jake
one's
Paul.
1-1.
That's
So
Jake Paul.
that's called. So the guy that's undefeated right now, he's got false confidence. It's artificial confidence, meaning that he thinks he could actually really potentially go with a real fighter until he gets hurt and he gets knocked on his ass, and then he gets put to, his feet go back on earth, right? But if he's getting these deals and he's making that type of money, and the fans want to see it, he's got an audience. Most world class fighters don't have that type of audience. So be it. It is what it is.
I don't know if you saw this, Phil, but he actually called out Mayweather. I believe it was last night, saying that like after he beats Ben Askren, he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather, and that he thinks he could beat Floyd Mayweather.
And you know them pretty well. He'll get killed. No,
and that's when you have a reality check, and that's when you can get seriously hurt, right? You get really hurt, and if you get really hurt, then what if something happens? Then I'm all gonna feel sorry for this guy.
No, so be it. You enter the lion's den, bro. There's a chance you're gonna meet a lion, right? So
it is what it is. That's just But Ali started this many years ago. If you guys don't know, Ali was the one doing these exhibitions with all these celebrities. Ali was the founder of all this. How you doing? I'm just talking to a buddy right now. I'm on a Zoom call. I need a drink, coffee, please. If you could, huh?
I love
coffee,
it.
Please.
We just need a coffee, a shot of espresso. He's having a cigar.
That cigar looks really good right now. I
fighting,
think I'm gonna go crush one too.
Yeah,
a cigar and coffee is good, man.
Oh, it's a great combination. Speaking of great, you have Lucas Body. You're managing him, Canada's top prospect, in my opinion, knocking out everything that's in his way. I want to talk a little bit about the Canadian boxing game. Are you finding it hard managing such a talented fighter when it seems like you always got to go to Mexico or somewhere else? Because like, where are the other kids in Canada? Where are the ones from Quebec that everybody seems to be talking about? I feel, as someone that follows Lukey closely, because his brother Johnny's a buddy of mine, and I like watching it. I mean, do you feel like the rest of the kids in Canada in his weight class are a little shook? They don't want to get added to the highlight reel here?
Why would they? What would they want to get? Why would you want to take a beating, right?
Oh, he's so powerful for his
size. There's levels to this game, and it's fair to say, not because I have Lucas as a client and I'm managing him, but he's the hottest prospect by far in the lightweight division. He is one of the hottest prospects in boxing. So He's not yet a contender where he's reached top 15 level. He's the prospect where we all think that he's supposed to be the somebody. So he's the hottest prospect in the division and one of the hottest prospects in boxing for sure.
When we spoke to Lucas a couple weeks ago, I was just talking to him and I realized the guy, he's the only one that goes, not the only one, but very few people go to Mexico and kill people in Mexico and Mexicans in Mexico. You know, it's tough to go down there and knock people out. And that's what he does. And he was saying, he's like, we've been trying to set up fights with Montrealers, but it doesn't work. And Adam can agree with me on this. The problem with guys like Eye of the Tiger and things like that is they protect their fighters more than anything. And when you have a guy like Lucas that's up there that has this KO power that can end your career, basically, they get scared, and it's tough for a guy like Lucas to get fights. It's the weird comparison, but like when Mike Tyson was 13 years old, he couldn't get fights because nobody wanted to fight him. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. But people are scared of the record.
There's also levels to this game, and right now Lucas is gonna now go up to the next level, where fighters are contenders and they're not pretenders, but they're contenders, and they actually think they have a shot, just like pretend. You know, we're talking about Logan Paul, where he thinks he has a shot with Mayweather. So there's those type of fighters now, but these actually are real competitive fighters that Lucas is gonna get some rounds in. Lucas is gonna get that, that experience as a pro as well. You know, because there's gonna come a time where, he cannot just depend on his power, and his boxing skills will take over, and he will show the world that he can also box, because he's not a puncher. The kid's a boxer. He's a thinker. He's very well calm. I like the way he's composed. It's very rare to have a fighter that doesn't show emotions in the ring or even in life, that's a gift.
Yeah, he's very, very centered, Lucas. Like he's like pretty level.
That was all up and down, but it's a gift. I wish I had that gift. And this kid that, you could put him in any situation, and he's like, he doesn't phase it. He doesn't phase nothing. Like, I never seen the kid nervous. I never seen the kid scared or worried. That's a gift.
You don't even think many fighters have that. This kid is like, he hasn't even had to be really tested and shown off his skills yet.
No, he's by far Canada's rising fighter for sure. He could be. I call them the Drake fight. See, if the world was normal and the stars were aligned, I had a big project here in Niagara Falls. I was gonna start a project called Niagara Falls Boxing. It was gonna be just like Brooklyn Boxing, and we're gonna attract all kinds of fighters from all over from the States. We're gonna have big lights, big fights, Montreal style, but we're gonna get those crowds from New York, from the West Coast, to come to Niagara Falls, because Niagara Falls is
mini Vegas
city, right? So, and before my phone hangs up, I want to make sure this phone's charging because it's telling me I got 10%.
All good.
Yeah.
Make sure we got it. But yeah, this city could be a mini Vegas in Niagara Falls. They got the casinos. They got the new convention center now. Now, is that something you want to start doing, bringing events right into Niagara? Because Niagara Falls, people don't, like, Niagara Falls is a tough city, man. There's a rich boxing history here. I mean, you're here, Lucas, but it goes back to, I like Billy the Kid and Strange. And like, there's a ton of guys from this area that boxed. And to see the boxing scene pump up in Niagara, like, sign me up, man. I hope that's something that when the world...
What was supposed to happen in May? That was one of the first, and then
at the Gale Center, right? Yeah, the Gale Center, right? That's where that fight was.
No, after the Gale Center, we were gonna launch the series at the amphitheater.
Oh, okay.
It was gonna be a shock to the boxing world. Wow, because there's New York, LA, Las Vegas as the main attractions in North America for Americans. Well, why not Niagara Falls be the next hub where fans can just travel, enjoy sightseeing, nice restaurants, casinos, relax, enjoy. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I was trying to have that. And the mayor of Niagara Falls, they're asking me for years. I said, it's not time yet. When it's time, I'll let you guys know. Because I needed the product. Now that I had the product and Lucas, I can have him promote him as the next franchise of Niagara Falls, and then attract other big fights from other fighters that will say, you know what, I want to see Niagara Falls. I want to go ahead and maybe fight in Niagara Falls. There's so much action going on there, right? So
Yeah, man, and it's a tough city. Like I grew up there. I mean, the boxing history is rich. The casinos and everything. Like I think it aligns perfectly. The new amphitheater. I think that'll be something that absolutely I can't wait to see
This
once the
thing's not gonna
pandemic's
end,
over.
guys. This
The
thing, the dream,
scamdemic. You don't think it's going to end here? You think they got us locked up for good or what?
the dream is over, man. And the only reason why I'm telling you guys because I had this whole big plan. I never told anyone until it was gonna come to fruition. But I know now that this virus uh, really put a hold on everything. Maybe in a couple of years it'll happen. Maybe in the big. I'm calling it the big the big 2022, the big two. Maybe we'll see some action, but not this year.
No, it'll
I
be
don't think.
tough to get done this year, especially when our prime minister can't even give us the vaccine. Like I know, Jack, you're in the States, you probably
Yep.
can already get it if you want to, but here in Canada, we're like down there with like Uganda and Canada, like we're in the third world countries for some reason. I don't because
I
we
don't
have
need no vaccine. I'm fine.
no
Let's get
I'm
me
the
too
either.
young. They won't give it to me. They're giving it
99%
to the older
survival rate.
people.
You don't need a vaccine. I've never had a flu shot in my life, and I'm okay. Like I don't even get the flu. I'm
Well,
good.
look at this. If you let's say you take the vaccine, right? And I don't, we're good. We're safe because at least you have it. So if I have the virus, I can't give it to you because you're protected.
Yeah.
So we're good. At least 50. All we need is 50%. Not everybody needs it. Just
No,
fifty
and that's
percent.
it, right? It'll phase out if like half the population gets it. So let them get it. I don't want it either. I'm good. I'm 30 years old. I'll be all right. I've had the flu before. I've made it out. We're all good. But
I'll tell you what though, this Chinese virus really messed things up.
yeah, the Kung flu has killed us, man, and it's a 99% survival rate. What the like? It's fucking crazy.
And back then it was the Spanish flu. Now it's the Chinese virus. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to say. You
It
know,
is. That's where it came from. It's people don't like hearing that, but I call it that too. It's the Wuhan flu. It came from China. Why did the Spanish people have to eat the Spanish flu? Like if they got to eat it, the Chinese people got to eat it. It's just the way she goes.
and now they're calling UK COVID. They have the UK COVID.
Yeah, there's a new variant or something. It just seems like they're going to keep changing the rules to keep everybody shut down here, and it's driving us crazy. Adam, you look like you got something to say. What's up?
Well, I was just wondering, how are we going to get the state of boxing in Canada up and running? You have a fantastic fighter in Lucas Batty. How are we going to get him to the States? How are we going to get him under?
Oh, I'm talking to everybody.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have. I'm hoping to line up on a big fight under the big lights, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Big lights, big fights. Summertime, this summer.
Okay, beautiful,
So
beautiful,
it's
man.
coming out party to the world should be this summertime.
Awesome. Yeah, because I know I've spoken with Lucas before and we've talked about the top guys in the division, primarily Lomachenko we spoke about. And like, he's confident if he gets there and gets in the ring, he can hit him. Like, I mean, I've never seen it. I was talking with him. He was like, I would knock him out. And I mean, I know when I'm talking to someone and they're bullshit and they're like, no, like, not only does he think it, he knows it. He knows
He believes it. Yeah,
he
you have to
knows he
believe
can hit
it.
it. It's like, that's where I realized I was like, okay, this kid's a professional fighter. I've met people that box and amateur box. And I've known guys that went and did Olympic boxing and Pan Am Games boxing and stuff like that. But he has a champion mentality, man. It's different than any other fighter that I knew personally. Phil,
It's
I
too
didn't know you in
bad.
your career. I'm sure it's the same.
He could be a special fighter, and it's too bad that 2020 robbed him of a year, and he couldn't showcase his talent. He couldn't show the people what he's about because the
Yeah.
lightweight division right now is it's the hottest division in boxing. There's nothing but punchers, and everybody thinks there's Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko. Look, Teofimo Lopez, puncher. Ryan Garcia, puncher. David Haney, not so much. Then you got Tank Davis, puncher. So there's punchers. But now there's another guy in play, and that's Lucas. But his coming up party should be this summer, I'm hoping.
How's his hand healing up? I know he broke it in
Better,
the last
better,
fight.
better.
It looks
Well,
good.
fighters happen. These things happen to fighters. It's part of the
Oh
game.
yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, I saw him. I was getting my oil changed at the Niagara Chrysler there the one day, and he came in. His hand was the size of a balloon, but he was like, it's fine. Guy broke it in like the first round of the fight. Still knocked the kid right out. Still knocked the kid out in Mexico. I mean, I couldn't believe it. The fact that he still won that fight, like, because I saw his hand, right? It was sticking out. I was like, I can't even imagine. Tough kid. Great fighter. I mean, I have a hard time, and I know these other guys are professionals, but the power this kid possesses at
Oh, he's
his,
got real power.
it's lights
Power
out.
is real.
It's divisions above him power too. Like it reminds me, not to bring this to like a UFC thing, but like Conor McGregor when he was in his prime, just in that division with that left hand behind him. Lucas has it with his right, and it'll turn most people's lights off at that size. I think even the guys at the top, he can turn their lights off if he hits the right punch.
Oh yeah, he's got that world class power. He does have it. He just has to be a little patient. He understands the fact that the pandemic really put a hold to some things, but it didn't put a hold to our destination.
No, not at all. And I mean, he was 9 months, 9 fights, 9 professional fights in 9 months, 9 knockouts. Like it was every month. He was just, man, it started hot and crazy because he wasn't even getting touched. He was taking fights short. Notice he takes the trips down to Mexico. The kid puts the work in. I can't wait to see the next thing for Lucas coming soon. And I don't think it'll be in Canada, unfortunately, because we spoke about those things with Quebec. But boys, anything else to add here?
I just would like to know like you see those Garcias and those Tanks. How far away do you think he is from getting his shot at one of those two guys?
Okay, so starting the summer is his coming up party. From the summer, 12 months later.
So so summer 2022, the big 2-2.
The big 2-2.
Looking like at a 14-0.
No, about
13.
about that. 14. Yeah, about 18 months.
Beautiful,
Love
beautiful,
it.
man.
Pretty
I can't
sick.
wait. Being from Niagara Falls, knowing Lucas pretty good, knowing Johnny, his brother, really well. Great kids, too. They come from a great place. And it's great to see the success, man. I'm glad to see you carrying it on after all these years as well, getting into the business world. It's awesome, man. Canadian boxing is going to live through you guys, and it's going to be fueled by Lucas. I know he's destined for great things. So we love seeing it. You guys can find Phil Lo Greco on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere at Phil Lo Greco, right? Like that's it, just Phil Lo Greco.
Sure, it'd be nice to connect with people, new faces that I haven't seen. So tune in.
Well, listen, if you need a commentating team, all 4 of us will do it for your event. I'm guaranteed we can do it.
Yeah, buddy.
Me and Adam will be like in the ring kind of thing, backstage. You'll have Jack and Chris at the counter. It'll be perfect. It's unbelievable.
That's it, buddy. That's it. You let me know.
I'll tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing, my man. When this Niagara Falls series kicks off, not the city of Niagara Falls will have something to look forward to, but the world of boxing will have something to look forward to because there will be a new hub.
Hell yeah, man. And
New
all
York,
the infrastructure's there. It's ready.
Vegas, Niagara Falls.
Hell yeah, guys.
Dang.
This has been Phil Lo Greco. Thanks for dropping by, man. We really appreciate your time. Even giving us the time during smoke season, buddy. You finish that up. You have that coffee and enjoy the rest of your night, my man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. And I appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Take care. Cheers.
Have a good one.
Phil Lo
Thank you.
Greco, guys.